Okay, Quaaludes, an American pastime for relief. Now, we're going to start doing a series on drugs that will be listed on the website, and we're going to explore lots of different types of drugs. We're going to go through all of them in time, but right now we're going to start off with Quaaludes because I am writing a book on Quaaludes, and I thought, this is interesting. And on top of that, people seem to be interested in Quaaludes, and I don't blame them. It's a fascinating topic. Quaaludes are just are Schedule 1 and not allowed in America. But I'm going to explain a lot about Quaaludes today. Quaaludes was marketed in 1965 successfully by a company, William H. Rohr, who would later sell it to the Lemon Company. Although little is available about the profit margins, the company did release information saying that, in fact, it did not attribute to but less than 2% of their sales and 68% of our headaches, says co-owner of the company. Quaaludes began to become abused. Originally, they were so it was first developed in India, and they were trying to find a vaccine for malaria, and this was unsuccessful. But the drug that they created was what we consider a non-barbiturate friendly drug, meaning that it could be used. It was considered more of a benzodiazepine, meaning it was considered more like Xanax. But the case is it's kind of in between a barbiturate and a benzodiazepine, and it was abused to the point where in the 1970s it was one of the most abused medicines, and the FDA scheduled it as a Schedule 2, and then they took it off the market. Then they had it prescription only, and then they took it off the market. The problem with Quaaludes is many people overdosed on them. I have seen drug addicts who think Quaaludes are just the top of the line drug to get you high. There is one drug that they say is similar to Quaaludes, and that's Ambien. Now, people are going to be surprised when I say Ambien, but if you fight off the sleepiness that it creates a euphoria similar to Quaaludes. Not nearly as potent, but it creates a similar effect. Quaaludes are actually legal in Canada and are prescribed in Canada. So America does not allow the prescription of Quaaludes, and this is due to the fact that it was so heavily abused. People were dying from it, from overdosing. It was considered very addictive, and originally it was prescribed for anxiety, but later on it was prescribed for sleep problems, or it was actually both anxiety and sleep problems. And it worked quite well, but when people abuse the drug, that's a sign that maybe it's not doing so well. Why do Quaaludes generally contain Valium in them? Well, Quaaludes originally did not contain Valium in them, but people who make them in labs, and it's hard to make Quaaludes. Only a few pharmaceutical companies made them because it contains so much effort to create Quaaludes. But there's still some underground labs that are working today that create Quaaludes, and they've started adding Valium to them, into the mixture, because Valium is a similar attribute, has similar attributes to Quaaludes, and it gives a euphoric high that many people like. They're still using the same imprint that they had on the original Quaalude. So if you find a Quaalude and it has that number on it, then it's probably real. So they just added volume to them to make them stronger. But basically, Quaaludes are hard to find. They sell on the streets for a good bit of money. Whenever they first came out, they sold for anywhere from $2 to $50 a pill. And that was a long time ago, so it was extremely high priced. But people were willing to pay for them because of the euphoric high. In addition, during this time period, 635,000 grams of methaqualone was produced. Police seized an average of 113,000 that made its way to areas illegally. Each gram is equivalent to 4 pills. In addition, 2 million tablets were sold to bring in a net revenue of $6 million. Methaqualone usage peaked in the beginning of the 1970s. 4 tons of this drug was delivered with legality, while in excess of 100 million tons were smuggled in during and around this time period. So 4 tons of this drug was delivered delivered legally, but 100 million tons were smuggled in. That's how much Americans wanted this drug. You see the 714 on the picture? They still imprint that 714 to Quaaludes. For some reason, the 714 is a sign that I don't know. It became well known and well liked. The 714 and the roar was always followed Quaaludes. So if you buy a Quaalude and it's 714 on it, I guarantee you it's a real one. They were first used as an anti-anxiety medication and a sedative hypnotic drug. They were manufactured in the United States by the company Roar and Lemon, and it seems the world had found a safe barbiturate substitute. The problem with barbiturates is that they build up tolerance and are addictive so quickly. When I say build up tolerance, I mean 1 pill will be good for a while, but then you need 2 pills, and 2 pills are good for a while, and then you need 3 pills, and so on and so on. And eventually you got to the point, and the problem was that as you gain tolerance, you did not lose the factor that could kill you. So when you take 4 pills, yes, it is the same strength as 1 pill, but the ability to overdose is still the same. So it makes perfect sense to me why they were found to be. They were Schedule 1. Despite the havoc that was spreading, there were only one source that found in the 1980s that listed methaqualone as a recreational drug. This particular book had 3 editions and over 300,000 copies and is in print currently. In the 1980s, they did not consider this as a recreational drug. Not yet, anyway. Only one book recognized, and there was only 300,000 copies of it made, that it was perhaps very addictive. Okay? So, Quaaludes are legal in many countries. Many countries. But the fact of the matter is that they're very addictive. And they're very abused. So, is this a good thing that we made them illegal? I don't know. Good day, good night, good mental health.